Jasmine Crockett is a piece of ghetto trash. And I'm so sick of y'all out here telling me, oh, Jasmine Crockett is a strong black woman. Jasmine Crockett don't take no mess. Oh, Jasmine Crockett, she'll tell you off. Jasmine Crockett is a ghetto piece of trash who do not know how to control herself or do not know how to act in Congress. And it is what it is. I mean, are y'all really proud of this? Women, are we, is this what represent us? Are these the type of women that we want representing us in Congress? I'm serious. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, Latino. I don't care what you are. Is this what you want representing us as women? And stop lumping all us black women up together, acting like we agree with this bull crap that Jasmine Crockett doing, because we don't. Jasmine Crockett is a mess. Texas, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing, Texas? At this point, everything is a joke. This is a joke. The Democratic Party already is a joke. And if Jasmine Crockett is supposed to be the new face of the Democratic Party, she's supposed to be the new leader of the Democratic Party. Child, y'all in more trouble than I even thought.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and most importantly, please make sure that you are following me on Telegram at TD Media Group to help circumvent social media censorship and shadow banning. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get into today's news. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have to head on over to Texas. Why is that? Because Jasmine Crockett is going out sad. Oh, it's pathetic. It is pathetic, the degree to which she is now begging for votes, because she doesn't really know what district she's going to run in next after being kicked out of her district, which is TX30. Now she's in district TX33. TX33 is a majority Hispanic district, so she's weighing out her options, even though I don't know why she would be doing that, because she loves to talk all the black talk. And in her district TX30, which she currently represents, she has received an influx, right, of African-American voters once the redistricting is finalized. So you talk all the black stuff. Why are you trying to run now from the black population, Texas, that you represent in TX30 to remain over in TX33 where it's majority Hispanic? I find that quite interesting, right? And we all know it's about money. It's all about the money, because we've addressed that already. But not to belabor the point too much, what I want to do is address the fact that the Texas Democrats have lost. They've lost the battle. They've lost the Texas congressional map redistricting war. They have returned back to Texas after holding out for what? Maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that they fled Texas and went on to different states and cities like Chicago and New York in order to break quorum, so that in the Texas House they could not vote on the map to finalize the redistricting. Well, they've been defeated and they've returned home. And I want to play this clip next from CNN that pretty much certifies the fact that the war is over and Texas lost. And then after that, we'll get into some of Jasmine Crockett's begging, okay? But let's get into this clip here first. It's glorious to see Texas Democrats, hang their head in defeat and head back onto the plains to Texas.
All right, we are getting some new video just in. This is from Chicago, and those are Democrats from Texas boarding a plane. Now, I guess we don't know exactly where the plane is headed at this point, but we do know that there are reports that Texas Democrats are planning to return to Texas today, ending their walkout, which are protesting Republican redistricting plans. So Texas Democrats getting on a plane in Chicago. If they go back to Texas, it will likely pave the way for Republicans to pass the new congressional map. Also today, in California, Democratic lawmakers have set to introduce new congressional maps they hope will offset what Republicans are doing in Texas. And with us now is the majority leader of the California State Assembly, Cecilia Aguiar.
Well, we don't have to listen to that. And one thing that's important to know, which I've discussed in a previous video, is that Gavin Newsom has a very steep hill to climb if he actually wants to get that map passed, because only 36% of the California population support Gavin Newsom's efforts to cheat and amend the California Constitution, which would then allow him to further gerrymander the state more than it already is. Only 36% of the state actually support him on that. So that's pretty much not happening, because it's unlawful, right? And people are getting sick and tired of that. But in Texas, what's happening is lawful. And what they were doing, the Texas Democrats were fleeing, being cowards. But now they have returned, primarily due to the fact that they've run out of money. You have to remember that the majority of these Texas Democrats, like you don't even know who they are, right? They're all not multi-millionaire douchebags like this woman right here, Jasmine Crockett. This woman is wealthy. She comes from a wealthy family. She has plenty of money. She can, sit out there in Chicago, New York, or California, wherever she went, for days and weeks and months and years on end, and she will financially be fine and secure. But as it pertains to other Texas Democrats, that just isn't the case. Everybody's not rich like her, right? Now, what was very interesting is that Beto O'Rourke, some people say Beto, I say Beto, it doesn't really matter, but Beto O'Rourke, he was in Texas attempting to raise money for these Texas Democrats who fled their state, breaking quorum. And he was defeated. Defeated by who? Well, defeated by this guy right here, Attorney General Ken Paxton. Yes, Attorney General Ken Paxton defeated Beto O'Rourke, who was attempting to raise money. I believe he raised somewhere close to around $1 million through his organization, and he was going to funnel that money to the Texas Democrats that were outside of the state. But the Attorney General, Ken Paxton, he put the brakes on that, man. He shut it down and froze all that money. Another funny thing, too, if I remember correctly, in Texas, they stopped all direct deposits. So if you wanted your check, you had to actually, go pick it up in person. So once again, as it pertains to why they're returning, they're going broke. Texas Democrats are going broke. I want to take a moment to read this letter that was drafted up by Attorney General Ken Paxton real quick, as he discusses how and why he went after and defeated Beto O'Rourke in this unlawful act that he was engaging in to raise money for Texas Democrats that fled the state, and he was going to send it out to them. But once again, now we're shut down. Let's jump into this letter here. So it reads, Ken Paxton, Attorney General of Texas. Attorney General Ken Paxton secured another major victory against Robert Francis O'Rourke and his organization Powered by the People, which has operated an unlawful financial influence scheme designed to help runaway Democrats avoid arrest during quorum break. After securing an initial temporary restraining order, TRO, last week, Attorney General Paxton has now secured a modified TRO that halts Powered by the People and any institution in partners with, including Act Blue, from removing any property or funds out of Texas. And quote, in Texas, lawless actions have consequences, and Beto's finding that out the hard way, said Attorney General Paxton. His fraudulent attempt to pad the pockets of the rogue cowards abandoning Texas has been stopped, and now the court has rightly frozen his ability to continue to send money outside of Texas. The cabal of Democrats who have colluded together to scam Texans and derail our legislator will face the full force of the law, starting with Robert Francis O'Rourke. Attorney General Paxton has defeated O'Rourke yet again, stopping his attempt to form shop by moving the case to El Paso and securing an enhanced temporary restraining order that prohibits financial institutions and political fundraising platforms such as Act Blue from transferring O'Rourke's or Powered by the People's funds outside of Texas in support of the unlawful scheme. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, they were going broke. Okay, they're going broke. So they had to return home. And with returning home, the reality that they've lost a redistricting war is settling in. It's settling in. And the person that it's settling in the most for is Jasmine Crockett, right? Because we all know she's all about the money. She's all about the fame. She could care less about the people, let alone the people in TX30 and now TX33, who we don't know whether or not she's going to choose to try to represent them or not. That's yet to be determined. It looks like it really doesn't matter which way she goes. She's going to lose regardless, and she knows this. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this woman is begging for votes. And you won't believe what she's begging for and how she's begging for it as it pertains to begging for votes. I'm going to pull that video up for you, though, right now.
Texas may want to play, but guess what? California can play too. So I don't know what's going to happen with our seats in Texas. It is going to be so important, no matter what happens, that we get as many of you as possible to flood our state. Like when it's election time, I want them to be so mad that they did all of this, because we have people coming from the entire country to Texas to make sure that this little scheme that they tried to pull where they were just going to steal and diminish the voices of Black and brown people. I want us to be so loud that they actually go running and trying to figure out what's that little racist town they all hiding in some, what is it, Missouri, Arkansas. I think they all ran to Arkansas. That's where they need to run off to. That's how I want them to feel after this election. So no matter what happens, I need y'all to stay in this fight, because literally the war is just starting.
This woman is retarded. So her solution and how she's begging, she knows that she doesn't have it. It appears, I should say, I don't want to speak too soon, right, and count my eggs before they hatch, but it seems to me very clear with the way in which she's pretty much begging right now. It's very clear that she doesn't appear to have the votes to win either district. It doesn't seem that way. And now her solution is literally begging people from all across the country to move into Texas. She's begging people like you and me to pack our bags and leave where we're from to move to Texas so that we can vote for you. Now, trust me when I tell you, honestly, and I've said this before, I'm desperate to move to Texas. I will move to Texas in a heartbeat. I will move to, I live in Los Angeles right now. Anyways, I will move to Texas in a heartbeat if I could just convince my wife to move there. You know, if I could just convince her, I would be out of here with the quickness. But if I do move to Texas, if I were to move to Texas, I would be so petty. I would find out which district that she's running in and move to that district just to vote against her. Okay. But think about how stupid that is and how desperate this is, that you're actually begging people to move to Texas so that they can vote for you. That is wild. That is wild, pathetic, and desperate at the highest level. And a far cry from what she was once saying, a week and a half ago? She sounded very confident a week and a half ago. How many of you guys remember this video here where she was sounding ultra ignorant and stupid? Look at this clip here. You remember this?
News for him. If I want to be in the House, I'll absolutely be in the House. And there ain't nothing he can do about it. I'm sorry. But Don, you got to put up with me. Okay? Okay. That's all I wanted to say.
She was sounding very confident, like the old Jay-Z song. It was all good just a week ago. Just a week ago, you were very confident in the thought and the idea that you're going to be returning back to the House. So much so that you made this video to Donald Trump saying whatever that you were saying. I tune her out when she talks. You know what I mean? Like, I've already heard this video once. I don't need to keep hearing it. So like, as I play it for you guys, like, I'm thinking about something else. So whatever she just said, it really didn't matter because I wasn't listening anymore. But the point is this. She's a far cry away from being this confident. She was very sure of herself about a week and a half ago. And now here we are a week and a half later, and she's literally begging for folks like you and me to leave our home state and move to Texas just to vote for her. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. The party's over. This woman is cooked. She's finished. She's done. And she knows it. You don't put out a video this desperate when you know that you're going to win. You know that you have it in the bag. Prior to the redistricting effort, you didn't even hear this woman talking about, Congress and her district and votes and TX30 and whatnot. Our man Sheldon Daniels, that's running against her, in TX30, and we'll see if he's still running against her because we don't know what district she's going to run in next because she's confused and she's scared. But she wouldn't acknowledge him. She would acknowledge any of the competition that's coming out of her district. She was very confident at the top of this year and was very confident as early as a week and a half ago. But now that defeat is pretty much inevitable, we all have to move to Texas, apparently, to vote for her. Trust me when I tell you, if I move to Texas, I'm definitely not voting for you. Okay, definitely not. And with all that being said, that does it for today's news. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Share this video on your social media platforms. And please also do not forget to follow me on Telegram at TD Media Group. The link to my Telegram is in the description box below and pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you all for your time. And until the next video, peace and have a great afternoon.